morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Today we are here to show you everything you are going to need to be successful for your Grade 1 Foundational Skills Lesson 1. So in your TE, it mentions a couple things that you are going to need to start your lesson off, and we wanted to show you everything you need so that you have eyes on it and you know what you have. So in your TE, it will mention your consonant code flipbook and your vowel code flipbook. Now your consonant code flipbook will only contain your consonants, your vowel code flipbook will only contain your vowels, but there are two separate books there. It will also mention spelling cards, and these are what they look like. Your spelling cards look just like that. You are also going to need a method to stick the spelling cards onto your book. We recommend Velcro dots, sticky tack, or self-adhesive envelopes. While you are doing that with your big code flipbooks, your students are going to have an individual code chart, which is a small independent copy of the vowel code flipbook and consonant code flipbook. It will look just like the big copies. They will also be asked to mark it with a red marker and a green marker. You don't have to use markers. You could use crayons, you could use colored pencils, anything you need. So, consonant code flipbook, vowel code flipbook, spelling cards, Velcro dots, or some way to stick spelling cards to your code flipbooks. Students will need individual code charts and a red and green something to mark their code charts up. That's everything you will need to get started. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take a little bit of time for each of us to model what that first part of that lesson looks like.
So I'm going to start on page 23 in your teacher edition, kind of introducing the vowel code flipbook. So if you are following along with me, I am going to be looking at the second bullet under the teacher notes. And it says, now that you have reviewed oral blending and segmenting, which you have already done, you are going to pull out this card and you are going to show students. So I want you to take a look at this card, and what letter do you notice is on this card? A, correct. What else do you notice is on this card? Okay, we also have this power bar right here, and the thicker the power bar, the more common spelling this is. So as you can see, this is a very thick power bar, and so this is going to be the most common spelling for a. Okay, so if it doesn't have a very thick bar, it's not the most common spelling, and you probably just won't use it as much. Okay, so is this card a very common spelling? Yes, it is, because of the thick power bar. I'm going to go ahead and put this on our code chart under the A sound. And I have my Velcro dot. So, class, let's go ahead and practice this. We have A, pat, A. Your turn.
A, pat, a.
If you are following along in your teacher guide, it does say to use the word cat. Unfortunately, I think that's a typo because on the card it says pat. So just kind of keep that in mind. We will do the same process with the I and the O. Okay, so now I am turning my page and I am on the back. And I am on the last bullet right before you see the big code and individual code chart box. So we're going to repeat the same steps that we just talked about with the A card. What letter do you notice is on this card? I, correct. Does anybody know the sound for I? I, very good. What do you notice about the power bar? It's thick, good. So we know that this is probably going to be the most common spelling for the I sound. Let's go ahead and put this on our vowel code chart. I'm going to go ahead and find the I, and we're going to practice this. Ready? I, it, I. Your turn.
I, it, I.
Awesome. And our last one for today is the O, okay? This letter is O. The power bar isn't as thick as the others, but it's still very thick. So this is still going to be the most common spelling you're going to see for the ah sound. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this one on our code chart as well. So let's practice this one. O, hop, ah.
O, hop, ah.
Very good. Okay, students, so we are going to get out our individual code chart and we're going to use green. We use green because vowels, when we say our vowel sounds, our mouth is open and we let the air go out of our mouth. And we think about go as green. So we are going to go back to our first one that we did. And we did the A sound, the ah sound. So in your book, you are going to trace over the dotted lines like this. And I would even color in the power bar to symbol the thickness. A, pat, ah. Now students, I want you to go ahead and do that. Trace it, color it, say the sounds. Okay? And I would repeat this same process for I and for ah.
Okay, so the next part we're going to do is introduce your consonant code flipbook. So one thing that is super important, and you hear us stress to you all the time, is how important your internalization is. And the reason we do that is because we want to be able to catch any mistakes that there are. For example, if you look in your TE, you will notice that on the bottom of page 24, there are a lot of consonants, but you did not have any directions to implement and introduce your consonant code flipbook. So you need to make sure that you take the time to introduce your consonant code flipbook here. You are going to need more time to do that. And so I'm going to show you how you can introduce that consonant code flipbook here. All right, my friends, everybody look at this spelling card for me. What letter is on the spelling card? What letter is this right here?
P.
P. That's right. Good job, my friends. What sound does P make? P. Very good. Ready? Let's try our hardest to sound this out. P. Ot. Pot. Very good. P is a consonant sound because consonant sounds are blocked or partially blocked by your tongue, your teeth, or your lips. P. P is blocked by your lips. That's why this card is red, because it is blocked by our lips. If you also notice, our card is red. If you think about a red light, what do you do when the light is red? You stop. If the sound is stopped, it is a consonant. That's why our card is red. We also remember that we have a power bar here, and our power bar represents how big and common a spelling is. So this is a big, thick, long power bar, right? So that means this is a common or uncommon sound.
Common.
Common, that's right. This is the most common spelling for the sound P. So we are going to place this here, and we are going to put it right here where there is only one P. And we're going to practice. We're going to say P, pot, P. Your turn.
P, pot. P.
Great job. Now we're going to look at this letter. What letter is this?
T.
What sound does T make? T. Very good. Let's try our hardest to sound this out. We have T, p, top. Very good. Okay, look at my mouth as I say top. T, t, top. What do you notice about this? This is red. So that means the sound is stopped. Watch. T, t, top. What is blocking my sound? My
teeth.
Teeth, that's right. So here we go. We have our T. It says T, and the word here is top. We are going to place it on our chart right here. If you also notice that compared to these other two spellings that make the sound T, This is a big, thick, long power bar, which means it is the most common or uncommon?
Common.
Common. Spelling for the sound. Very good. Now we have our next one, which is this. Everybody look at this card. We say what letter?
C.
What sound represents the letter C? Very good. Let's sound. At. Cat. Awesome job. Okay, let's think. Watch my tongue. What is blocking that sound? My tongue, my teeth, or my lips?
Your tongue.
My tongue. Cat. So that means this is a consonant. And it is red because it blocks our sound. It stops our sound. So we are going to put this here on our chart. And we can see here that there are many different representations for the sound. But look at how big this power bar is. That means it is the most common or uncommon?
Common.
Common spelling for the sound. All right, so we're going to start back from the very beginning. And we are going to start here. Repeat after Mrs. Carmona. P, pot, p. Your turn.
P, pot.
Very good. T, top, t.
T, top.
C, cat, k.
C, cat.
Very good. Okay, so we were going to start with the letter P, but we just did a quick check in our individual code chart, and there is no P. There is no P or a double P. So when you come to that, again, we're going to have to make mental notes of that and figure out a way to add that in to our code chart to keep up with that pattern. So we are actually going to start with C, because that's the first one we have here. So we will go through and we will take out our red and we will trace it. And as we trace it, we are going to say C, cat, k. Your turn. C, cat, k. C, cat, k. That's right. And then we are going to take this and we're going to color in our power bar. Now remember, when we color in our power bar, we color just in our power bar right here. We don't color in the whole thing because not the whole thing is colored. We just represent just the power bar right there. So we wanted to stop and talk to you just a minute. Again, I feel like a good portion of this video was just reinforcing the need for internalization and why it's important so that we can catch these mistakes and help correct them. So in my modeling that I just did, we went over the letter P first. We did P, P, pot. That is what comes first in the previous version of this Amplify Texas. However, it is not included in your book in Lesson 1. I included it in Lesson 1 because here, as you can see, on page 26, when your students are going over all of those letters and sounds, you have a P right here first. So that is why I introduced P. But you will not, unfortunately, find it in your individual code chart. They do not introduce P until
Lesson 12, and it is on page 157, and you are introducing C, T, R, N, and P with the double letter spelling. So
for thinking about C again, they do introduce it in Lesson 1, but in Lesson 12, they are introducing the C, C together. So it would be like C, C, hiccup, K. But they would not be introducing the single P by itself. They will be introducing the single P with the double P in Lesson 12. So we think that it's super important for you to introduce P from the very beginning in Lesson 1 so that you are not introducing the PP for napping without introducing the single P first. With that being said, you will have to, and we will probably handle that for you, create something for you to stick here in your individual code chart with the P and the double P on there so that your students can use it when you are introducing your sounds. Okay, well, that is everything that you need to know for your first grade Skills 1 Lesson 1. We hope that you enjoyed this modeling and realistic representation of how everything should look and some of the things that we have found that are missing and that you will need to supplement. Again, reinforcing the need for internalization so that you are prepared and so are your students. We hope this video was helpful. Happy teaching!